Welcome to Ethereal Aeons Activation. I'm Leslie Demai. Today's video is for those of you who have awakened to the Matrix reality. You are aware of the spiritual war going on. You know of the indoctrination process. You know what it's done to you. You know what it's done to society. But despite all of this, you still find yourself stuck, confined. You haven't been able to get on your own path. And essentially, you're still living life, moving through life in your matrix script. We're going to go over a list so that you can start seeing really what you're consenting to, what you're still consenting to the system, to people in the matrix that you know aren't going to find a way out. So if you feel stuck, if you feel confined, if you feel uncertain about things, if you don't know how to make progress, you need to start here. So you can find this graph that I made on my website, etherealaeonsactivation.com. If you're unaware of who I am or my channel, I specialize in helping people who have awakened to the matrix, awaken to their fullest potential. What I'm saying now is people who are awakened continue to go through life according to their matrix script. And so I want to address it with you guys here on YouTube as well. And so I thought this chart here would be a way for you to start going through the list, to start the self-inquiry process. And so we're going to start with number one. Number one, do you have no clear path to obtaining what you truly desire? Do you still not know what your life's mission is? So what we truly desire at the core of it is our life's mission. We desire to know what our purpose is. Do you have no clear path? Do you not even know what you truly want? So when I speak with people, there's typically three things that come up. It's going to be that they have no idea what their life's mission is. They don't know. Number two, they're too afraid to admit it. So maybe you kind of know, and deep down you really do know, but you're just too afraid to be disappointed. And so you don't even want to admit it. And number three, there are those of you who have attempted to pursue your life's mission, whatever it looks like, but the matrix came in and distracted you. It pulled you out. Things didn't go right. There were obstacles in your way and you put your foot on the brake. The people I speak with, it's these three things that come up, but I'm here to say that you do know. For those of you who are saying you're not sure, you do know. Deep down, you do. We all do. There's just a lot of programming in the way. There's a lot of trauma that has gotten in the way. If you are an individual who is awakened to the matrix, I guarantee you that deep inside, you 100% know. You've always known. Number two, are you tired of feeling stuck in your current situation? So what is your current situation right now? What does it look like when you go to work every day? Do you work? What are you doing? How's your household? What are your relationships like? What is it that you most look forward to? And what is it that you most dread doing every day? And so a lot of times people are stuck in their situations because number one, they're going to say it's their work, it's money. They're going to say that they don't like where they're living. Many people who are awakened, they don't want to stay where they're at. They're not necessarily there because they chose sovereignly. It's just where their matrix script has led them. So a very common scenario I see happening is people who they kind of have an idea of what they want. They know they don't want to be where they're at now, but where they desire to be. And a lot of times they feel stuck because they don't like where they're living, and where they desire to be seems like such a far-fetched goal that it's just never going to happen. And so they end up feeling even more stuck because of that. Number three, are you caught in mundane loops in your life and with your emotions? Are you going every few weeks from being like mildly depressed to anxious to just numb? We are cyclical in nature. This reality is cyclical in nature. Look at the way nature works. Look at the way the cosmos works and astrology. But that's just pieces being manipulated and moved around accordingly so that it can fit within this false matrix simulation reality. And it's doing the same thing to you as well. You are being manipulated to go through these cycles. There will be triggers to ensure that you are initiated into these cycles. And when you do that, you are just creating more blockages within you. You are going through loops. It's literally looping you and recycling you back into that version of yourself rather than breaking past that and breaking past that loop and becoming a different version of you, because this is a metamorphosis process. We are always going to be continually, becoming other versions of ourselves. And so you're either in loops or you're lost in a maze. You're just running around the maze over and over. Or you're just completely stuck. You are so stuck that it's a miserable rut. And this is how most of society lives. They do the same things every day, and it makes them feel incredibly caged in. So you're stuck in the mundane aspects of life. All of the boring stuff, basically, all of the stuff that, it doesn't need to be this way. It does not need to be this way. You don't need to consent to this. That's the thing. Nobody is holding you hostage. Nobody can force you to do these things. The only thing that's forcing you to do these things lead us to number 4, which is fear-based programs. We all have them. We've all been indoctrinated into them. It's everything that you see. It's everything that you hear that's mainstream. It creates fear-based programs within you. It's also known as the Wetiko virus. And it's this nasty, insidious nature within the mind that really envelops it to keep you in control and in line with your matrix script, with your role in society in the false reality. And so they do control your thoughts and they do control your actions, and they also control your lack of actions. And so you're being maneuvered in the reality as a sim character, essentially, because of the fear-based programs. These are the things that tell you you can't do it. It'll never happen. Not right now, maybe later. You'll just completely shut off, despite knowing what's going on here, despite being spiritually awakened to a certain degree. It's still controlling you. And this can be extremely frustrating. Number 5, are toxic people, energy draining influences, jobs, and self-defeating behaviors holding you back. Now that's a mouthful, but they all go under the same pool. If you are being controlled by fear-based programs, if you haven't broken out of that veil yet, within your mind, and you haven't been able to fully activate your energy field and start magnetizing the things that your spirit desires, magnetizing things that are going to keep you on that path to your soul's mission, then you are still going to be surrounded by toxic people. It's part of the role here. It's part of the sim character. They're going to have influences around you at work, with family, with friends, energy draining influences. So are you still drinking and it's making you feel horrible? Are you still doing things you shouldn't be doing anymore? You're spiritually awakened. Are you not doing things you should be doing? Are you still taking on these jobs and positions that you're only taking on out of this desperate approach to try and survive rather than thrive? And are self-defeating behaviors holding you back? And you really need to ask yourself, what are my self-defeating behaviors? Where am I lacking here? What am I refusing to face and conquer and get over and move past? Because if not, it's all there to hold you back. It's all there to keep you playing these roles, because we don't just play one role when we have the matrix script. We wear many masks. There are many masks that you wear versus who you are at work with coworkers versus your boss versus your family versus your lover versus all these people. It's like, why can't you be the same person? That's because you're not being authentic. And that can also get you running on loops as well. because you're being influenced. Your behaviors and who you are presenting yourself are influenced, and it's determined by whom you are around. And that is the opposite of a spiritual sovereign. That is the opposite of being someone who's clear on their path, blazing a trail. Instead, you are conforming with the norm. You are conforming with the NPC rules that everyone else is believing. And so if any of this rings truth to you, I invite you to check out the link in my description so that you can get the full picture here. I go in deeper, and I also talk about how and what needs to be done so that you can start unplugging yourself. You can start cutting these binds that keep you in that like marionette puppet of the matrix script. And so I hope some of these kind of help hold a mirror a little bit, because that is what is necessary in order to break free. And it's not easy. It's actually the hardest thing you can do, is to admit this to yourself wholeheartedly and fully present. To admit this, to even say it to yourself and admit it, is one of the scariest things that you can do. But that is what the spiritual sovereign, that is what the person who is ready to take control and to take accountability of this incarnation, that is what they all must do. And that's what differentiates a matrix script versus a person who is self-fulfilling their life's mission. So I hope this was helpful. Check out the link in my description, because I specialize in working with individuals who are awakened to the fact that they're in a matrix script and they're ready to create their exit plan out. That's what I'm here for. And you can schedule a call with me, because we all need mentorship. We all need guidance to get us to the next phase of our progression here. So I know it can be intimidating, but I'm here to offer guidance and support and just to listen. So if you want to schedule a 30-minute call with me, that's also down below. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.